gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, this is Jay Jones, and you're listening to Outlaw Radio.
Hey, Outlaw Radio Nation. We're in the house.
Yes, we are, for
Pretty
another
cool.
great show.
We're grumpy tonight. That means we're ornery.
We're a little grumpy.
We got some stuff to talk about. Right?
What was that stuff again? Just kidding.
Yeah, voodoo.
It's a tough racket out there to try to get things going in the podcast market, isn't it?
Well, we're going to talk about it later,
It's a
but
little tough.
I think it's oversaturation. There's so many podcasts out there, man. So many people competing for airtime, trying to get you guys to watch us.
We do our pre-show live bit about 20 minutes before 7, and you won't believe the views I get on that. So everybody, likes it and everything. Oh, they know about our show and everything. What 400 people replied to my live, and then there's only a few people that actually listen. But at least they're nice enough to let us know that they're there.
A couple weeks ago, you had 600 people watch your 20-second live.
But then nobody really watched the show, so
Yeah,
it's just kind of frustrating because of that.
We had 40 that 1 week. 40 that 1 week, and then last week was decent on YouTube. We hit 121, thanks to Avoid Dead Band, their army, their family out there.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching us.
Thank you. I'm sure that helped.
Yes, it did. It helped a lot. So, Outlaw Radio in the house tonight. We have two special guests that are going to join us at 8 o'clock. Veterans of the rock and roll scene with guitarist Rob Stibbs and saxophone player Robert Sullen at 8 p.m. Okay? We also have the Zack Attack stopping by, I think at 8:40. He's going to talk about our national metal scene. Led Zeppelin is in the news. Godsmack is in the news, so he's going to talk about that stuff. We're going to talk a little bit, all right? We have music by Avenging Scarlet, the Fods, who kicked it off. And I'm sure Jim has something he wants to say about that because
Well, I like
two
both of
kick-ass
them.
bands.
Yeah, they were both good songs, that's for sure.
Yeah, Avenging Scarlet,
Good singing.
Emily,
It's rocking.
rock and roll,
There you go, Emily.
Cleveland, rock and roll, Nick Caruso. I know you don't watch the show, but we're talking about you.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, on the show tonight, we have music by Awaiting Abigail, brand new, from Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. DSR, also from Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. Sozin from Michigan. Midnight Whiskey Massacre. Kalea Doll from South Africa. Allison Galloway from Tennessee. Matt J. Chase. And Mr. Moonlight.
How many submissions did we get this week from Cleveland bands?
A lot.
Did we?
Yeah, I said to you the other day, man, I think we're done. I don't think we can take any more submissions. I think we're good through all of summer. We have so many. And then I opened that second email account, and that thing's already overloaded.
Oh, my gosh. So there's a lot of people wanting their music to be played on the show, that's for sure.
Yeah. Hey, guys out there, I have to delete emails so I have room for your submissions. It's gotten that crazy.
So thanks for your interest.
Thank you so much for wanting to be played on the show.
And
And
please-
we'll play it.
Please be patient, too, because, the spots get filled up pretty fast for the show, and there's only so many songs we could play every Sunday night.
Yeah, that's right.
And we haven't forgotten about you, believe it. Believe us.
So welcome to Outlaw Radio. Hi, this is Jeff James.
And this is Mr. Moonlight.
And you're listening to Outlaw Radio. 6 months.
That's pretty
a show.
incredible. Yes, I have a big folder that's like 2 inches thick already of all this, my shananas or whatever you call it.
Shanaynay.
Shanaynay, shanana.
Remember when we came up with that? We were like, what's going to be your news thing called?
I can't believe it. I was going through all the earlier shows and I talked about stuff that I had totally forgotten that I had talked about. It's hard to keep track, and then we have so many bands too that every week that it's hard to remember all the bands too.
I need to make sure we can hear everything. I'm going on my, trying to go on the phone. Seems like a bad phone day, right? Trying to get shit to work.
I haven't noticed that yet, but I'm sure something's going to screw up.
All right, so 6 months as a show. We started last October, and we're pretty excited about making it 6 months. We've never had an argument. Isn't that great?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. There's something wrong with us.
Yeah, mental.
Yeah.
So I do have something I want to bring up while I'm getting this set up. The nominations are happening for the Best of Scene magazine right now. We're hoping to be nominated for Best Podcast, Best Radio Show, Best Singer-Songwriter for Jim Bellinger, Best DJs, Best News Reporter, Best News Podcast, all that crap, right? So go to the Best of Scene 2025 to cast your vote for your favorite places in Northeast Ohio. Let's get 2 in a row this year. Last year, Loud and Local won Best News Podcast, and we were nominated for Best Entertainment Podcast, which we didn't win that one. And actually, it wasn't Outlaw Radio. It was Loud and Local. Did I say that? It was Loud and Local. But now we're Outlaw Radio.
Yes, I think you did.
Yeah, so please go out, vote for us. There's a lot of people you can choose from. You don't have to vote for us if you don't want to.
It's still not the finals they're voting on, right? Are they still in the process of just nominating? Because I thought I saw something on the Scene not website, but the page, I guess it's the website, that was... Oh, I guess we are on.
Yeah.
We knew that, actually.
Yeah, I always have to check because, I think I figured out why it doesn't do that anymore. But anyway, yeah, so it's happening right now, the nomination. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go and you're going to nominate who you want. You got to actually put it in. And then later, I think in a month from now, they do the voting, right? And then they list the nominees. And then you go back in and vote. But let me point this out. So I have a few things I want to say about this because it's been bothering me all week long. All right, here we go. It's a popularity contest, all right? I realized that last year when Loud and Local won, we were just really popular. We had a lot of people voting for us. I knew like 40 or 50 people that were voting for us every day. So, of course, Loud and Local was popular at the moment. We won.
What about this year? What do you think it looks like? It's different this year, isn't it?
This year, yeah, it doesn't. I'm going to be honest with you out there. It doesn't look good. I don't think that. I think we're going to get nominated. I do not think we're going to win.
I don't think so either.
There's too much competition. It's oversaturated. There's a ton of people.
Oh, that's good.
Well, I mean, there's a ton of people that are going to be putting their names in. All right, so you probably have Rockstar Radio in Cleveland. You probably have Level Up Cleveland. You have Air MC, their show. You have our show, Outlaw Radio. And then you have Redline Radio. I mean, there's a ton. And then each one of those stations has more people, right?
I guess you could just have one show and say you're a podcast for the year. That's
pretty much how it'll go.
Yeah, that's one show, and you say you want to be voted the best of, and you've had one show.
And I think what's going to happen is...
and they're going to win, too, probably.
Well, yeah, of course. Give up 3. Yeah, they'll probably win. Because this is what it is. It's a popularity contest, so you vote for your friends. So you could easily, if you wanted to have fun with it, like they have like Best Drag Queen, you can put your friend's name in there. You could vote for them every single day for
That's actually
a month
pretty
straight.
funny. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I would probably never do that, but it is funny. I thought about that.
I want to vote you. I think I voted you for Best Author.
That's great. I voted Gregory Nicholas for Best Author.
You're writing the shows. Best Author in regards to what? Writing an article? Or writing a book?
I could probably be like Best Journalist or Best News Reporter.
I write all my stuff. All of my bits, not all of them, but a lot of them, I kind of just sit there the day before and I write it all out myself. I don't know. I'm not saying it's good or whatever, but...
well, yeah, it takes work to do content, though.
It does.
To get all that content. Matt Guka said, happy anniversary from the Paranormal Chef. 6 months, baby.
Oh.
Janine Green said, yay, congrats. And My Cleveland Project said, don't throw in the towel yet, guys.
Oh, thank you. We need some positivity here. We're both kind of down a little bit, but we're going to have a good show.
I'm more pissed off, and he's more down about it. I just don't get it.
I'm down.
How can you get like 2,000 views on the first show? We got 29 on our first show.
It's a long road.
Dude, and we have cool images. Our background looks cool. You're promoting World's End. And if you send us a T-shirt, we'll put your T-shirt up there.
Yeah, we will, bands.
Yeah.
All you got to do is send us one.
We actually have a banner that's coming, Jim. I got the screen for it, and I'm having a T-shirt made, and we're just going to spread the T-shirt out. It's going to look really cool.
Cool.
And it's all black. It's going to look awesome. It's the Outlaw Radio name in red, and then that, the gun thing where it's wanted dead or alive.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Fits the image a little bit. And the Void said, great job writing for a Void Dead Soldier story. That was cool last week, right?
Yeah.
That was cool. And then Matt Guga said he seconds that and he agrees. So we can't throw in the towel yet, but I'm a realist. And I'm really upset.
We're doing it for the fun of it. This is fun. It's a little stressful. It's a little bit more stressful than I thought it would be. Maybe I'm getting better at it. I don't know. But it's really not easy to get in front of a camera and speak to people. And
yeah, that's definitely
every
true.
week, I always thought all they do is talk. It's easy to just be a newscaster or something. No, it's not, especially if you do it every day. It's tough. So I have a lot more respect for them now.
Void Dead said the graphics are killer, guys. They are killer, man. We got some really good ones, and we got some really cool ones tonight. So, for sure.
And we have some listeners, so not all's...
And we thank all you guys that are tuned in with us right now. That's cool.
Yeah, it is. Thank you.
We love that. So also, we're not going to get all dreary about the nominations. I will say the CMAs are right after the best of, and that's the same thing again. It's a popularity contest, but
I haven't heard
we're pretty popular though.
I haven't heard anything about the CMAs yet, like where it's going to be. Hopefully, it's not at the same place as last year. They could use a place like 10 times smaller than that, and that would be
right.
appropriate. I mean, what were they thinking? They thought there were going to be thousands of people there. When we got there, we thought we were walking up toward in the building up towards the entrance of the theater, and there were like 100 people. Maybe I said this already.
There was like 200 people in the lobby.
Yeah, there were. And we thought, oh, this place is unbelievable. And then there were like 5 people in the audience. It was the loudest, worst sound I ever heard in my life, and people bailed because of that. Shame on them for that.
That's right. Let me set the scene for you. So I was nominated Loud and Local for Best Radio Show. Or no, Best Radio DJ. I don't remember.
Best News podcast.
I don't remember.
Thought. I have the scene still. I have.
No, that was the scene. I'm talking about the CMAs.
The CMAs. Yeah, okay.
I'm setting the scene for the CMAs.
Pay attention, Jeff, will you?
Wait, hold on a second. I got the perfect sound for you. I just have to find it.
What's that?
I wish I had it queued up for you. No, that's a good one too.
Oh, I had the right pitch on that. Not bad.
There you go, the ding dong.
Mr. Perfect Ear here.
Anyway, all right, let me set the scene. CMAs, we are nominated for something, okay? And I got there with my sister. On the program itself, it said a different time, and then what they had online, it had a different time, right? So we got there like 3 hours too early. But during that time, they had music that whole time, so they had all these bands playing, right? And it was in Temple, right? And that auditorium was way too big for what they had going on.
Yeah, I think they learned from that. And
the sound was so loud that me and my sister were like, F this. Hey, I said F this. Fudge this, right?
I was at the Agora this week. Connor Oberst, Bright Eyes played. I decided to go. And Cursive played before them, the opening band. I think that was the loudest band I ever heard in my life. And I was thinking, oh, man, I know Connor Oberst, they're not going to be that loud. And they weren't even close to that loud. So I wonder what makes... I was sitting, on the ground level in the back, and I could feel my clothes were vibrating off my body. I could feel my shirt moving. It was so loud. I couldn't believe it. But Connor Oberst was unbelievable. People love him. If you don't know about Connor Oberst, too bad for you.
Well, let me get back to my topic, Jim.
Sorry, I went off point a little bit, did I?
It's all right.
We'll have a talk about that later, I'm sure.
Don't ever step on my toes again. This is my space. It's kind of like the lead singer, guitar player feud. You stepped on my solo, right? You started singing on my solo.
When you're playing with the harmonica player, you could count on it.
I hate harmonica.
Nothing you could do about it. They're going to play through the entire song.
Listen, I like harmonica. It's a cool instrument. It sounds great when it's played well, but don't play it through the whole song, please, for the love of God.
There's a harmonica solo.
And the rhythm.
And don't
and
play
the chorus.
during the vocals. I mean,
No.
Okay, so you could go back to what you were talking about if you could remember.
All right, so
I don't even remember.
Yeah, I was talking about
Okay.
the CMAs. I want to make it real quick.
Okay.
Shitty place to have the CMAs. Temple Live, great auditorium. But unless you're going to have 1,000 people in that place, it's too big and the sound system is way too loud. Go to the Lorraine Palace Theater. That place is great.
That would
Awesome sound system. Awesome.
be a better venue.
Smaller.
The Agora is even too big. I don't know what medium-sized venue would work for the CMAs. I can't think of one right now.
You're this backstage bar.
You think? Yeah, no. Schmedley's. Schmedley's. CMAs, yeah.
Not going to get voted in this year, baby. That's freaking great. All right, so I have other news. Let's leave the CMAs alone, okay? Sound like they're the Grammys. And let me point out this one last thing. It'd be one thing if you got voted on by merit. How long your show's been around, how many viewers you have, how many followers you have, your contributions to the scene. That's how you should get nominated by your peers, but once you're nominated, they should have a panel that judges you.
That would be too difficult because there's 100 categories and it's probably a massive take so much time.
I don't know.
Do that, but I agree. It's this popularity contest. There's not that much credibility to it actually, but it's fun to say, "Hey, I'm number one. I'm popular.
People like me, damn it."
And I like them too.
All right. Also in the news, we have a collab that we did with My Cleveland Project. The song was called My World. Me on vocals, Jim on lead guitar. My Cleveland Project wrote the song. They invited us in. We had fun. They have a dang good song right now. We plan to have a special release of the song during our Titans of Industry. And that show will have Marcus Berry, who produced Billy Idol, Carly Simon, Duran Duran.
The list goes on forever.
We did The List Goes On at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we think alike.
All right, so let's do it. What am I thinking right now?
Was that a paranormal thing? You're thinking how much of a joke this popularity contest is. Am I right?
My God, that's uncanny. You knew it.
So why are we doing it? It's something to do.
Yeah. Well,
What
we
else
hope
is-
to
what
get
else?
nominated. But, we'll see how it goes. And Dave out there said, don't give up hope yet.
Thank you, Dave. You're right. We need some positivities.
We're still steering the ship.
The positivities.
Steering the ship. All right. Also, let me go back. So Marcus Berry produced all those bands. He's on the show. Stephen M. Walters, who's a huge PR guy in the scene. And Dan Portuk, a friend of ours who works at BVS Film Studios in North Olmsted, and he'll be on the show. Okay, and that's the 27th of April. It's the last show of the month. And we're going to do the song from My Cleveland Project and hopefully even play the video. Because did you know they made a video?
Oh, did they?
Yep, there's a video of it. Isn't that right, Dave? So that'll be pretty cool. Also, 424 through 426, the Boo at the Boutique. Borough Burn Run 420 Shakedown is happening in Wellington. 3 days of music, vendors, food trucks, lots of fun. Outlaw Radio will be in the house from 12 to 2 before all the music starts to bring you free-form show. No scripts or agendas. Isn't that cool?
Those food trucks, I hear they're really good.
Yep. They have a bison one. Bison burgers and bison ribs and
I'm going to
bison nuggets.
I had a bison burger before.
Yeah, they're not bad. It's less fatty. It's more lean.
Definitely.
Happy birthday to Matt Guga again. Happy birthday, buddy.
That was a week ago already.
Oh, no. I'm slow. I'm slow to the punch. All right, so Boutique is just going to be good old rock and roll, lots of on-site interviews with people in the area. And we already have the playlist picked out. It's going to be a lot of Cleveland bands. We do have some bands from around the world, but we're staying with more of a rock and roll theme, a lot of country. It's going to be pretty cool.
I think that's more appropriate.
Yeah, for the area, I think so. Some rock and roll. And then next week's show, 420, in the country showcase. So today we're doing the Cleveland Rock Showcase. And then next week, on next Sunday, the 20th, Easter, we're doing the country showcase. So we're interviewing Matt J. Chase of the Let It Burn Band, Nick Caruso of Avenging Scarlet. We're interviewing those two guys. The Paranormal Chef will be back. We're doing more alien disclosure, imminent threats to national security, and the drone update. I will be bringing you a crazy story on LSD and the government experiments on soldiers. Jim is bringing the Shanaynay. We have music by Matt Chase. Uh-oh. We have a phone call.
Do I pick it up?
Yeah, pick that up. Hello, this is Outlaw Radio. This is Jeff James.
I think I hear Ernie maybe.
Maybe turn up your volume a little bit more on your phone.
So why isn't this working very well?
I don't know.
Volume is up on there.
Okay, can you hear me all right?
I can hear you.
I don't know.
Can our listening audience out there hear you? You know who this is? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you okay.
All right, I can hear you too. This is Alan Fair of the band World's End.
Well, what do you know,
Calling
Alan? I
in.
did not know you were going to make an appearance. Good to hear from you. Thanks for calling in. Nice.
It's pretty cool. You see the you see it in the background, or are you just on your phone?
I love it. Makes me proud.
Awesome. I'm glad you like that. So what do you have up? What are you going? Oh, I can't even speak. What are you up to, Alan?
Just got done with rehearsal in the studio with Higher, the Creed tribute, and 2 days we got practice and rehearsal at World's End. More rehearsals. We got a show coming this weekend at World's End over in Medina. So, living the life of trying to get all these songs perfected and ready for the next show all the time.
That's very cool.
We always put out new material each show, so no two shows are ever alike. We don't want anybody to get bored with it. We don't want to be bored with it either. We always want to keep learning and growing. It's a great life.
That's excellent. Hey, I heard that you guys at Backstage Bar were like the kings of Cleveland the other night. You guys packed that place.
The Creed show.
The Creed show?
And then you followed up with World's End, dominating West Park. And then I wanted to stop in and see you after I saw that you stopped in at Smedley's for a bit there this past week. That I was already in my jammies.
Oh my gosh.
Not really. I don't wear jammies, but I was too tired. But I definitely wanted to come and say hi to you. So maybe next time.
He has his jammies on right now. He's part of the jammy gang. Have you ever heard of them?
I put my jammies on and go scratch cars.
Yeah.
That's my pastime. That's what I do now.
Hey, Alan, thank you so much for calling in. I know it was a big surprise to Jim, and we wanted to try out the phone line. I think we still have to screw around with it some more.
I could barely hear you. I'm hoping people that are listening to us can hear you. Well, we'll see. Are there any comments from anybody?
No, not yet. No. But all right, Alan. I want to wish you farewell. We're going to get on with the show. Thank you so much for calling in, and you take it easy, buddy.
All right. Sure love you guys. Thanks for all you do, man.
We love you too.
Thank you. Great bands. We'll see ya.
That was Alan Fair from the band World's End.
You know, we could have talked to him longer, but I don't really know if people could hear him.
Yeah,
I mean, I couldn't even hear him. Wow, out of one out of a 10 scale, it's like 1/10 of one. That's how low the volume was. So. I wanted to talk to him longer, but it's hard to do that when you can't listen, when you can't hear.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at it right now. And
technical difficulty number one.
Everything is cranked up. There's no problem with that. So that is not on our end. We'll figure it out later. Okay?
Yes.
All right. So also on next week's show, you're going to hear Matt Chase, Avenging Scarlet, Aaron Stahl, who we just saw in concert, Paul Austin Band, The Black Roses, My Cleveland Project, Stadler, Dwayne Albert's Devil's Rodeo, and Mr. Moonlight. And we just saw Aaron Stahl Thursday night.
Yeah, we did. And I see she has put on many videos on Facebook since her show. And she's doing some solo guitar work, playing some Bob Dylan, Blowing in the Wind, and other stuff like that. And I really like the way she sounds when just she's singing and playing.
Yeah, just got news. They did not hear Alan.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we didn't draw that out then. And
well, we'll figure that out later. Well, I don't know. That's the first time we ever tried it, so WTF. How about we play some music?
So pretty much Alan just called my phone right here.
Yeah.
And my phone is Bluetooth, and we have a Bluetooth little jigamadig.
Yep.
You know, plugged into our mixer, and it shows that it's working. So I guess we have some work to do, but we got to get him on again. You know, it's a darn shame.
Yeah, everything is set. I don't know, but we're gonna play two in a row, Jim.
All right.
Soon we're gonna have two guys coming on our show that are gonna talk about rock and roll in Cleveland, veterans of rock and roll. It's gonna be a good time. All right.
All righty.
All right. So this is brand new. This is Awaiting Abigail with the song "Bad Mind," followed by the band Distant Sun Rising with "Bottleneck." Here we go. Outlaw Radio, baby. Hi, this is Jeff James.
And this is Mr. Moonlight.
And you're listening to Outlaw Radio.
Tear falls down my cheek, but no one's noticing. We've been living in original sin. It's all we've known. Don't know difference between a kiss or throwing stones. Yeah, maybe you wanna come along. Take it for a ride. Now, get in the car. It's time to go. Slide in the car, baby. You don't wanna miss the show. Around and let your hair down. Nobody's here to judge you. I know we're gonna be free, like we always have been. Yeah. Oh man, I just gotta get out of here now. Right now, I'm losing my mind. Smile, get in the car, babe. It's time to go. Smile, get in the car now. We will not miss the show. Yeah. Don't wanna miss the show. Ooh, ooh, 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 don't wanna miss the show.
Tactical nuke incoming!
Hi, this is Jeff James,
And this is Mr. Moonlight.
and you're listening to Outlaw Radio.
It always puts a
The best ever.
smile to my face.
Always makes me
hearing that.
happy to hear that.
That guy was a rock star.
What'd you think of those last two songs?
I thought they were good. I
Pretty
thought
cool, huh?
They were rocking for sure. Yes.
Yes, very cool. All right, so we have some shout outs. There's some people I want to shout out and thank in the scene for helping us out and all the support and all the votes and all that good stuff. So first off, I want to thank Alan Fayer, who you may or may not have heard that phone call, but he did call in. Maybe it was on our end. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Now we have to do another test show. Those are my favorites.
He's a guitar extraordinary guitarist, and he's in World's End Band.
That's right. Jim's
I think that's my
favorite
favorite band right now.
cover band.
Yes.
His
And he's
very
al-
favorite.
And he's also in Live Creed. Is that what they are? Live Creed or something?
Yeah, he's in the band Higher, the Creed tribute band.
Oh, okay. Higher. Oh, okay.
Take me higher.
Very good.
No, I think that was awful. I need auto-tune. It would be awesome. Dave, you hear that? Auto-tune. All right, so World's End, Alan Fair, very cool guy. Plays great shows. I like him too. I wish they did a little bit more classic rock, like Zeppelin and maybe Deep Purple. Deep Purple would be very cool. I guess, but you need a keyboard player. But anyway, Alan, you're great.
I like what they're doing. I like their shtick.
Yeah, they're good. Hey, for what they do, 90s rock, they crush it.
Unbelievable.
Amazing. The Tool stuff, what I heard at Lorraine Palace Theater, that was awesome.
Yes, it was.
So awesome. I wish you could have heard it from our end, with especially the sweeping stuff through the top speakers. That was really cool. Also, I want to thank Johnny Rocker from Conspiracy 216, Nick Caruso, Avenging Scarlet, Janine Lance Spring, Monica Ann Solis, Still in Darkness, Paul Austin, James War, Darren Ironside, Angelina Green, Mark Asbury, David Kovac, Rob Stibbs, Rob Johnson, Trashman, Solly, Jeff Rowe, Matt Chase, Tim Ginley, Freaky Things, My Cleveland Project, Joe Davis, Stephen M. Walters, The Boutique, Marcus Berry, Solid Gold Lounge, Orchard Grove Amphitheater, which is going to be kind of cool this summer to go there. The Zack Attack, Freddie, Stadler, Witheroon, LSD, Choke Chain, Rev It Up, Dave Teeter, Ancient Limb, Carla Lynette, Dan Portick, Kim J, Mickey Baby, Air It Out, Whiskeyville, Sacred Vortex, The Rising Fall, Aaron Paul, Bruce Bundy. I want to thank all of you. And also want to thank Brooke, because I know that you watch out there and you're watching your dad. Thank you so much.
Hopefully she is. Did you thank...
I may have missed a
Did
few.
you bring Marty Schleckman?
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, I am bringing
Thank
him.
you, Marty.
Yes.
We thank you so much.
He's going to be on the show one of these days, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember.
He's an old high
I'd have
school
to go
buddy.
look. Yeah. He talked to me a lot about your early days.
Oh, what do you know?
He did not know about Jimmy and the Queens.
Oh, gosh. I never mentioned that to him. Right.
I wonder why. All right, so also on Rockstar Radio, the Underground on Live 365, Angelina Green's company, where I happen to be a GM, and I have playlists. So on Thursday night at 6 p.m., they have the Outlaw Radio Nation show, and they're playing bands Matt Chase, My Cleveland Project, Stadler, Eric Paul, Void Dead, Conspiracy 216, the Gene Reed Band, Voodoo Death Gun, Jim Bellinger, Vintage Blonde, True Devil, Aaron Stahl, Witcher's Rune, After the Apocalypse, I can't speak, Sonic 67, Tom Matheny, Inherently Lost, Ancient Limbs, The Corrupted Hearts, The Black Roses, Kim J, Yesterday's Hate, Adjustable Mustard, Hard-Handed, Another Dead Rock Star, and DSR. That's the playlist. Uninterrupted. Thursday nights. Rockstar Radio Underground on Live 365.
I've been listening.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yes.
We need you out there to listen. We need to drive up those views in the saturated market that we have. Are you ready? And Jim, I also want to tell you about the lineup for the boutique.
Oh, okay.
All right. So Thursday, kicking it all off, we have Sadhanam Singh. And if you guys don't know who he is, he does this really cool spiritual stuff that he loops. And then he does like Pink Floyd type acoustic guitar, ukulele, and all kinds of instruments. And he sings.
Does he show up at the Vortex, Sacred Vortex?
So we saw him at Sacred Vortex, and we heard him playing. He was playing the santur, a Middle Eastern instrument that's made of metal, and it has strings on it. You pluck them almost like a sitar, but you don't hold it like a sitar. It lays flat. He was playing that. Remember,
Okay.
I looked at you, and I'm like, what do you think of this music? And you're like, it's psychedelic. I like it.
Yeah, I do.
And you had those botanicals, not kratom. you're drinking botanicals.
There was one sound effect someone was using, or it sounded like water or ocean or
Yeah, they had the rain stick going.
the rain stick. That's what it is, right?
They had all those rain sticks going. Then they had all their percussion out, and everybody was using the percussion. Oh, that was cool.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so he's kicking it off Thursday at 2, followed by Eric Paul, followed by Jim Bellinger, this guy right here, Mr. Moonlight. Rob Johnson is coming in. We have Doug Nichols, and Kim J is the headliner for that night.
Sounds great.
Okay. Friday night is going to be super cool. We have Alex Hefner kicking it off at 2, followed by Jim Bellinger, the Let It Burn Band, and the Tullamore Few. That's Birdo's band.
Yes.
And he's headlining Friday night, which I
Okay.
would say co-headlining would be the Let It Burn Band.
Yeah, really. You gotta share it with both of them, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So then on Saturday, we have a killer lineup. Shelly is kicking it off at 2 o'clock. And if you don't know who Shelly is, he was that guy that looked like the mariachi meets Santana at Sacred Vortex, the way he was dressed.
Oh, okay.
Where he had the hat and he had
yeah.
the stuff hanging off
He
the
has
hat,
a-
and he had this
I guess
red suit on.
Yes.
He's a character.
Well, he's playing what? Did you say Saturday?
Yeah, so he kicks it off Saturday. He does like this rain. He does rain stick stuff too, but he does a loop where he has birds and jungle music playing, and then he plays percussion, and then he also does woodwind instruments like the flute, and he does singing. He plays piano, plays guitar. He's got a couple guys that are going to join him. It's gonna be cool. Very psychedelic.
That's
Also-
Saturday, folks.
That's Saturday. After that, you have Jim Bellinger coming up for a third time. He's playing all 3 days.
Yes, I am.
Followed by Oblivia, followed by Avenging Scarlet, followed by Dwayne Albert, and the Devil's Rodeo is headlining Saturday night. And that's our boutique lineup.
All we need is good weather.
Isn't that great?
At least 60 degrees, right? 60
Yeah.
degrees. I would
Today,
think.
I think we hit like 60, and I think that was okay. We need to be around 70 degrees
Yes.
to be comfortable.
And, the people might not want to stay if it's in the 50s. And so, again, I don't want to be negative, but it's something that's possible. We could have crappy weather.
Well, you never know. It's April in Cleveland. It might snow.
That's
I
right.
don't want to say it, but it could snow.
It snows in May
Yeah.
at times.
So that's what we have going on. We have 2 guests coming up. So what we're going to do is we're going to play 2 more songs, and we're going to get ready for them to join the show. Does that sound good with you?
Yeah, it does.
All right,
I'm all
cool.
in.
All right. So I got something very cool right here for you. And get to it, Jim. This is Kalia Dahl. She is from South Africa. This is her debut on Outlaw Radio, followed by Allison Galloway from Memphis, Tennessee.
Knock it out.
All right, here we go.
I, for one, want to matter the most. caught me by surprise as I watched the cameras. I saw you pull into the drive. I knew in this moment I could no longer hide by the look on my face. Something wasn't right. Wishing I could take back everything I did last night. 'Cause in the blink of an eye, it changed my life. That's the morning when the shots rang off. The bullets started to fly, and I knew everything was lost. Now you're in jail, and he might be dead. The only thing that I have left are bullet holes in my wedding dress. I've never seen such rage in your eyes, but I promise this isn't what it looks like. That's the morning when the shots rang off. The bullets started to fly, and I knew everything was lost. Now you're in jail, and he might be dead. The only thing that I have left are bullet holes in my wedding dress. I didn't know he was in the closet with your gun by his side. You ripped the door open 'cause you were ready to fight. But seeing you staring down the barrel of your own gun, I couldn't take it anymore. Thinking, what have I done? That's the morning when the shots rang off. The bullets started to fly, and I knew everything was lost. Now you're in jail, and he might be dead. The only thing that I have left are bullet holes in my wedding dress. I never know how you got the gun out of his hands, then even turned it back around on him. That's the morning when the shots rang off. The bullets started to fly, and I knew everything was lost. Now you're in jail, and he might be dead. The only thing that I have left are bullet holes in my wedding dress. I learned a lesson that day, and yes, I have sinned, but bet one thing's for sure, I won't ever do it again.
Tactical nuke incoming!
Wow.
Boy, did I love Allison Galloway. That is the coolest voice I've heard in a while.
Yeah. That's your favorite so
Perfect
far,
voice.
isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. She pole vaulted to #1 in my book.
That was
Boy, what a voice there.
Allison Galloway, Memphis,
Whoa.
Tennessee, or Nashville, Tennessee. I can't remember which one. I think it might be Memphis. And that was Bullet Holes in My Wedding Dress. Great voice, cool music. Dave Polizzi said that was a really cool song.
Yeah.
I think it was excellent. That was a new song just sent to us. I wanted to get it on the show. We're going to be playing her more often. We have great music coming to the show. Jay Jones, Juke Johnson. There's a whole bunch of like country rock stuff like you just heard. And that's going to be really cool. And rock and roll stuff. So we're waiting for our guests to come on. I believe they're having some issues. There's really nothing that we can do on our end to help you get on the show. You just have to read through the directions, go through Chrome, and the link should take you right there. So in the meantime, we're going to talk about what shows we have coming up. So we already mentioned on the 420 show that Matt Chase and Nick Caruso from Avenging Scarlet will be on. On the 27th is our Titans of Industry with Stephen M. Walters, Mark S. Berry, Dan Portick as guests. And then we have great music. And we also have our release of My World with My Cleveland Project. On May 4th, we interview Alan Fayer, Trashman Dean, and Joe Davis. And we're doing a little thing about the book 411. And Jim, if you don't know what the book 411 is, it was about all the mysterious disappearances that happened at Yellowstone and different national parks.
You mean the past decades or whatever?
Yeah, thousands and thousands of people have disappeared. We talked about it last week from, different places like Yellowstone.
Oh, okay. That is
Strange paranormal disappearances. Not your average, bear attack or cougar that takes you off a path or your spouse that pushes you over the cliff. So, Alan Fayer, Trashman Dean, Joe Davis, 3 guests that showed up. Should be super cool. On the 11th, we're bringing on Witch Rune, and we have Mickey Baby. We also have as guests the local Haunts Dark Echoes Paranormal Show with Stacy and Matt. That's the channel that Gregory Nicholas is on, and they're shooting, I think, this week in New Orleans and the different Paracons that they went to. Remember he was talking about that. On the 18th, Marty Schleckman.
Friend of mine from high school.
I may have forgotten your name in the beginning, thanking you, but we're going to bring you on and do an interview with you. That should be super cool. Also on that show, we have Josh Donato stopping in. We have the UFO updates. On the 25th, My Cleveland Project will be on. Anthony Gonzalez of the band Four Locals will be on. And we'll be talking about Helltown. Pretty cool lineup, right?
Yeah, that is. That's extraordinary. You did a good job getting these bands and interviews and stuff. Good job.
Thank you so much. So Robert Solon said is going from waiting for the studio to AMWAP. Yeah.
I guess we're having technical difficulties.
We're having technical difficulties. The guys can't get signed on to do their interviews.
All you do is send an email to them, right?
Yeah, so what
With
we do
the link, and you click the link, and
I believe you have to be on Chrome, okay? So, and you have it in your phone. Most phones all have Chrome, unless it's like a laptop. You may not have Chrome, but most everybody has it. You have it in your room, your computer room. You have Chrome.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So remember, like when we were testing out the show when we first got started, and we didn't know how to do shit. So I would have you jump on like the link. Well, I would sit out here and then have you jump on out there, and we would check all the links and stuff. So what it is we send an invitation, and it's like our platform has a Zoom, right? And you just read through the information. There's a link. You hit the link, and it should take you right to the show.
It's that easy.
It's super easy.
But somehow it's not working.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. You said those tunes are awesome. They were, Matt. They were excellent. All right, so how about this? You want to talk? I got some stuff to talk about. So June, we have some cool people coming on. June 1st, Awaiting Abigail with the band Convey the Signs. Okay. Music on that show, great stuff coming. The Unsatisfied, Stadler, Juke Johnson, Jay Jones, the Bosch Nelson Band, DSR, Circle of Nero, and Mr. Moonlight. All brand new songs by all these artists, okay? June 8th, we have The Rising Fall with Another Dead Rock Star. On the 15th, we bring Avoid Dead on and actually do an interview with these guys. Then we have The Corrupted Hearts, who you really like a lot. On the 29th, the last day of June, we have James War and the band Stadler. That's what we got going on.
Good lineup there, Jeff.
Yep. We got new music coming from Dwayne Albert, Becoming Wolves, Conspiracy 216, My Cleveland Project, Innocence Torn, Still in Darkness, State Line Sinners, Stone of Contortion, Letospira, and Mr. Moonlight. That's what we got going on.
I wish we could hear from them right now, but it's not looking like it.
It's not looking like it's going to happen. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to play some more music. And then we have Zack Attack that's going to be coming up soon. So, you know, what the hell? No, we have something special.
This show's going to be a little bit shorter than anticipated.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is this. How about this? If they can't get on, right, we'll play a couple songs. And if they still can't get on, we'll do the Shanaynay. By that time, the Zack Attack will be ready to come on the show, and we'll end it early.
Yes.
Doesn't that sound good?
That's okay.
That sounds good with me.
Yes.
All right, so I need to get set up for this, so just give me 1 second. I need to turn you up.
Turn me up?
Yep.
Oh.
I'm going to turn you up.
I didn't think I was loud enough, but I wasn't sure. It sounds better now.
Jim Bellinger, without you. Outlaw Radio.
She looks a little like everyone, but a lot like no one else. That's why I think she looking so good. She like always getting someone new. There's no chance I'm gonna quit on you. What you gonna look like today? 'Cause you're the girl with the changing face. Hey, have I seen you before? It's like always having someone new. There's no chance I'm gonna quit on you. There's no chance I'm gonna quit on you. Quit on you. Never gonna quit on you. Never gonna quit on you. What's that thing that spins around and changes? I need you spinning round, up and down. 'Cause you're a kaleidoscope girl. I hope you never ever let me down. She looks a little like everyone, but a lot like no one else. That's why I think she looking so good. You're like always getting someone new. There's no chance I'm gonna quit on you. There's no chance I'm gonna quit on you. Never 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 gonna quit on you.
He said, I miss you more every day. She told him, honey, you'll be okay. He said, I can't live without you. She told him, honey, you have to. His hand was shaking on the telephone. They were together but so alone. She hated hearing his voice like that. Then he spoke up with all he had. Oh, why don't you come to Ohio? She said, I'd love to, but I don't know. He said, I just don't want to touch you. This life alone's hard to get through. Can't seem to tell if I'm up or down. I'd like to hold what I have found. These pictures that you're sending me, well, I'm just worried that's all they'll be. So he tried again with a lump in his throat. Oh, why don't you come to Ohio? She heard him sigh, so she did say, I never knew love could be this way. I've been wishing that you could be near. I wanna feel you, but you're not here. I go to work and come home again. Oh, wait for your call every night and then. Every night when I lay my head, I cry 'cause you're not with me in bed. His voice was raspy, but here's what he said. Oh, why don't you come to Ohio? She said, I'd love to, but I don't know. He said, I just don't want to touch you. This life alone's hard to get through. Why don't you come to Ohio? I'd like to hold what I have found. These pictures that you're sending me, well, I'm just worried that's all they'll be. So why don't you come to Ohio? Whoa, whoa. Just don't wanna touch you. This life alone's hard to get through. Why don't you come to Ohio? I'd like to hold what I have found. These pictures that you're sending me, well, I'm just worried that's all they'll be. So why don't you come to Ohio? Why don't you come to Ohio?
Oh, yeah.
I don't blame him.
Matt J. Chase. Yeah. Me and Jim were talking during the song, and we're like, we thank everyone that's watching the show tonight. And then all of a sudden, Jim's like, there's only 5 people watching. And then he's like, I don't blame them.
It's not that I didn't mean it like that. I don't blame him. It's just that
Fantastic.
people have other things to do too. You know, at Sunday at 7, there's other things to do, and
Yeah.
so it's hard to always call in.
Yeah, I get it. So that was Matt J. Chase with Come to Ohio. Before that, who did we have, Jim?
What's that again? I was preparing for my bit.
That's fantastic. Oh, boy. Who did we have before that?
I don't remember.
Oh, I'll play it for you really quick.
Well, you're playing what?
Who's this guy?
That's me.
Yeah, that's who we played before Matt Chase.
Oh, that far back. Is anybody home?
Does it matter?
Is anybody out there? The USA is calling.
All right, so we're at that time of the show. This is Jim's Shanaynay.
Okay, everybody.
It's a good one.
The topic is Cleveland music scene in the 70s. And I'm going to speak about one person in particular, and his name is Peter Lochner, Laughner. He was born August 22nd, 1952. He grew up in Bay Village, and unfortunately, he died June 22nd, 1977, at 24 years old.
Jeez.
Really, his parents were Luke and Margaret, and my source here is Todd McGovern, and he wrote an article, Peter Lochner, An Unfinished Life, and that was in the Scene or something like that on May 23rd, 2019. So Peter got his first guitar at age 14. He co-founded legendary bands Rocket from the Tombs and Perubu. He was an amazing singer and a songwriter, but has received little recognition. Well, probably because he died at 24. That probably has a little bit to do with it. But boy, did he make a statement and leave a lasting memory of what he did contribute to Cleveland. So in the 60s, Cleveland and Motown, you know, in Minneapolis had both funk and college rock. In the 90s, you know, Cleveland had grunge. So what did Cleveland have in the early 70s? Well, I guess they had a lot of cover bands, but that was all about to change. You know, Joe Walsh really wasn't from Cleveland either, but he did kind of hang out at Kent for a while and played up here and stuff like that.
That's cool.
I remember I forget, West Side Music or Westgate Music in Westlake. I used to practice, go there for lessons, and Joe Walsh showed up every once in a while. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, I guess he was getting equipment
That's super.
from Wally Westberg. That's right.
When he was there, did he play?
No,
No, bummer.
my mom saw him and told me about it. She was there waiting.
That's super cool, though.
So,
Got autographs? No.
you know, there were a few musicians who wanted to do more than just cover music, listening to bands like MC5 and the Stooges. One such young musician was Peter Lochner. And by the way, I grew up in Bay Village and went to Bay High School, which is where Peter went. I remember Peter's band, Mr. Charlie, and remember hearing the band and not really liking them that much. I don't remember him playing a lot of gigs back then, you know, such as the after-game dances or the high school dances or the Battle of the Bands contest that they had every year. He didn't play any of these gigs, but, you know, maybe he did, so if I'm wrong, I apologize. I'm thinking he was obviously busy playing elsewhere, I imagine. So I was in 7th grade when I brought my acoustic guitar to school for a show and tell assignment. I remember walking down the hallway when he approached me and just grabbed my guitar, you know, case. He took the guitar out, didn't even say anything. He started playing it. He didn't even ask permission. And so he started playing it, but quickly stopped playing and said something like, "This guitar sucks," and just gave it back to me and walked away. So that was my first meeting with Peter Lochner. It wasn't the best.
Were you like, what a dick?
I kind of thought that.
Was Peter... Hey, listen, I have this question to ask you, because I did read about him a little bit. He had a reputation, right? He was kind of a dick.
Yes, that is... Yeah, but that's not... We're not
People
here to
didn't like
say...
him.
We're not here to...
Yeah, we're talking about his music. I get
Yeah, but you know, it comes out.
Happens to all of us.
A lot of my friends, you know, did know him and hung out with him, and I'll just leave it at that. Some of the comments that they remember and things that he did, well, I'll just leave it at that. But later on in my little bit here, you're going to hear some of his friends talking about what he was like. So after high school, he was in a band called Rocket from the Tombs, and it lasted about 1 year. And sounded like the Stooges a little bit, I guess, with a loud, distorted sound. Some people may argue that Peter's song output was minimal to be considered a great songwriter. Others put him on a pedestal. It appears he had a reputation as a heavy drinker, heroin user, and may have been at least a partial cause to his early death. I forget what it was he had, but pancreatitis, maybe acute pancreatitis or something like that did him in. So a member of Mr. Charlie, his high school band, Don Harvey, had some words to say about Peter. You know, I didn't know Don Harvey. I don't think he was in the class. So Don said Peter was an only child. His parents were very indulgent and dotted. I'm not sure what dotted means. Do you
Doting?
Doted or dotted or whatever?
Doting.
What's that?
That means like always hovering. I think.
Oh, okay.
Doting. Is that correct?
So again, this is what Don Harvey is saying about Peter.
Doting.
So when I say I, that's really Don. I think his parents were alcoholics, and his mom was also manic depressive, and she may have been on lithium or some other type of drug.
Man.
His parents both had major issues. His father was a little bit grumpy and didn't think too much of his parents. Okay, so there's another friend, another high school friend. I didn't know either. Renee Dewar, Duer, hung out with Peter. He liked the Velvet Underground and Cecil Taylor. I don't remember Cecil Taylor. His parents were crazy drunks and they argued a lot, but they loved Peter. They spoiled him. He didn't have a lot of friends and he was very weird. So that is what friend Renee Dewar had to say. So we have another band was Para Ubu, co-founded by Rocket from the Tombs, David Thomas, and Peter. And as of 2019, the band was still together. You could hear them. I guess they have some YouTube videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, I also heard that every now and then they do get back together and do shows.
Peter was in the band, Para Ubu, during their first two singles before getting kicked out. So I guess he got kicked out of a few bands. Probably, I don't know why. 1 year later, he was, again, he was kicked out.
I wonder.
So to continue, Take the Guitar Player for a Ride was one of his songs that was finally released in 1994. People can't forget about him. And it seems someone every year brings up Peter's name in the Cleveland area when the scene was, at their peak and whatever. I think they're only doing like 6 issues a year or something like that. But they always talk to him every year. You could count on it. Like he was,
That's
one of
cool.
the biggest influences in the area. So he really did have a lot
And
of
say it
influence here.
One more time, Jim. This is in the 70s. This is the early days of rock and roll in
Yes,
Cleveland.
right. In 1994, a collection of his songs, 15 songs were released. These songs were a mix of rehearsals, live, and demo recordings. It is long out of print, but can be heard on YouTube. Some of his songs include Amphetamine, and this French name, Baudelaire or something, Baudelaire, whatever that is. Sylvia Plath was a song, and Life Stinks. I never heard him do that. I'd like to hear that. He also played songs by Bob Dylan, Richard Thompson, and Neil Young. Wilco's Jeff Tweed definitely heard Amphetamine, and even Paul Westerberg may have lifted a line or two from Lochner. So, yeah, that's really something.
I always liked the band Wilco.
Yeah, and somehow they knew about him, and in 94 they were talking about him. So he really had influence that just stretched all over the place. I'm impressed that musicians in the 90s heard his songs and were impressed to the point of using some of his music and lyrics. Okay, so another friend was Adele Bertei, Bertei, and was in Peter's last band called The Wolves. She said Peter's dad brought him up as a man's man. Okay, I'm showing Peter how to drink like a man.
Jeez.
And shoot guns like a man. He gave Peter all kinds of guns and stuff like that as presents. Adele said Peter was a gentleman, and he was more of a skinny rock and roll boy who loved to drink and do drugs.
Janine Springs said doting meant loving, very
thank you.
part of the son. And Matt Gutka said, he's the one, the chosen one, the son, doting, very doting on them.
Oh, okay. Wow, I should have looked it up.
Thank you so much.
The
For,
dictionary.
see, isn't that great?
Okay, continuing.
Listeners.
He had other friends here. We have Charlotte Pressler, Peter's ex-wife. She didn't say much in this article, at least, but she said it was most important for Peter to be approved by people. Acceptance meant everything to him. So that's pretty interesting. He really cared about it. He really wanted to make it, and he wanted people to like him. I only talked to him a few times, and I just don't remember him being a friendly person or what, but I don't know. That was in the junior high, actually, in high school.
Oh, alcoholic parents, drug addicts.
And we have
What do you
another
expect?
we have another comment from a local musician in the 70s, Robert Kidney, founder of 156075, also known as the Numbers Band. He said Peter was a curious person, a very intuitive person. He was interested in all kinds of music, but mainly rock and roll.
That's great. Hey, I saw the Numbers Band play.
Did you?
Yeah, my brother took me, and I would say that was like 1985.
Oh, they were still around back then. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, they were great.
I heard them back in the 70s,
Excellent.
at Kent. And he has another friend, Tony Mamone. He played bass in Perubu. Tony said he was playing guitar one day in a building. That's all it says. It didn't say where or what he was doing, but he was playing guitar in a building when all of a sudden Peter just showed up with his guitar, some records, and a 6-pack of beer. So that's what Tony had to say about
That's
Peter.
a good friend.
The last friend I'll mention now is
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Miriam, Miriam. Miriam. I'd never heard of a guy named Miriam.
Miriam.
Miriam Linna, who was a friend and was a drummer for the Cramps and the
wow.
A-Bones, A-Bones, and was a co-founder of Norton Records. Miriam was listening to WMMS one day, and it was like that coffee break concert in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that Peter was playing at the time, and it really caught his ear. Miriam really liked it. And at the end of Peter's show, he asked for people to contact him, and I guess he gave his phone number or address or something like that. So he did contact Peter, and this is what Peter did. He wrote him a letter, and this is the letter that Peter wrote to Miriam. I don't understand any of it, basically, but you'll get an idea of maybe where he was a writer for Cream. Cream was a magazine out of Detroit in the 70s and I think 80s.
Yes, it was.
So he was
rock and roll magazine.
Yeah, he wrote articles for them. So he was a writer too.
Wow.
He was a very smart person, I believe. Very gentle, but it's probably the alcohol that made him maybe angry or something.
Yeah, probably
but
so.
This is what the letter says. Your missive, I don't even know what missive means. Maybe that's a typo error.
Missive.
Yeah, M-I-S-S-I-V-E, was conceived with considerable cheer at the end. Myself, rocket guitarist with short black hair and hollow body Gibson, being laid up in the hospital due to a drug-related accident, trying to rest and repair a broken blood vessel in his sinus. So that was his first sentence right there. So he said a lot right there. So apparently after when he was writing this letter, he, what messes up your nose and can make your nose bleed? What is that stuff called?
Yeah.
I think it starts with the C, cocaine maybe or something.
Cocaine.
So he was in the hospital trying to recover from that. And then I'll continue. This is this next sentence. Oh, sweet phenobarbital and codeine, while outside, the summer begins and turned the streets into vicious, pregnant avenues of possibility, and our recording studio late draws perilously near, but no good to stand up and strike a chord. But if it's suddenly going to shower my guitar with half pint of blood, although the dramatic effects would be considerable. Did you guys get that? I have no idea. I don't think there were many periods either. So he writes for Cream. I wonder if he cleaned up his act a little bit and actually put sentences and dependent clauses and independent clauses, and where he can make sense. So, this article that I got this information from, it went on and on with people talking about him. And there were so many articles that so many people wrote about him and are still writing about him. It's pretty unbelievable. I want to get that release that I've always wanted to get that release that came out in the 90s. So maybe I'll try to see if I could find that. Really curious to see what he could do. So I'll stop here. There are many other comments about Peter, but my time is up. Well, there's actually one more thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the Dead Boys. The Dead Boys are an American punk rock band from Cleveland, Ohio. The band was among the first wave of punk and regarded by many as one of the rowdiest and most violent groups of the era. I remember that, and I'll explain in a little bit. They were formed by vocalist Stiv Bators, rhythm guitarist Jimmy Zero, bassist Jeff Magnum, lead guitarist Cheetah Chrome, and drummer Johnny Blitz. In 1975, members Cheetah Chrome and Johnny Blitz were both in the band Rocket from the Tombs with Peter before forming a band called Frankenstein until 1976. Then they went to New York and started the Dead Boys. So Peter never was in the Dead Boys, but he played with members of the Dead Boys. And back then, when this was all going down, Joey Ramone with the Ramones encouraged Chrome and Blitz to move to New York to start the Dead Boys. So Ramone knew they were friends. Cool. That's pretty cool. So
yeah,
they were pretty known. I saw a song that, well, anyways, no, that's something else. The Dead Boys quickly gained notoriety for their outrageous live performances. Lewd gestures and profanity were the norm. I saw them at the old Agora. I believe they scared the crap out of me. I swear the singer was looking at me during a profanity rant and said he wanted to kill me or something. And I was like 5 feet away. This was at the Agora. And I was, I don't know, I probably was drinking 3-2 beer or something and maybe some weed, I don't know. But it freaked me out. I mean, so, I just thought,
70s, maybe?
I thought, it was just me. Oh, no, you're just dreaming that he's acting like that. And I always thought, man, it was me. But now reading this, yes, wow, it wasn't me. They were a violent, creepy band that would threaten you when they're playing. I saw it. I've never seen anything like that since or before. So
didn't they actually hit people in the audience?
I don't know about that. I don't think guitars? So. But so he didn't play in the Dead Boys, but I think he influenced.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Chrome and Blitz, and they went on to be the Dead Boys, and there you go. They still play every once in a while, I think.
Was that the Shanaynay?
Yes, it was.
That was fantastic.
Well, thank you.
That was excellent. What do you guys think of that? That was. There's
so much more to say about him good. And stuff, but I have to
get a tactical nuke. Very good, Jim. I enjoyed that immensely.
Thank you.
Very, very good. Yeah, I got a couple things I want to show you. Check this out. Shut that last one.
Oh, yes.
This winter
there you have it. So we're waiting right now for the Zack Attack to join the show. He has some stuff that he's going to tell us about shredders, solos, screaming vocals. There's stuff going on, national news regarding Led Zeppelin and Godsmack and some other bands.
Right now, you mean?
We're waiting for him to join the show. He's due on right now. So we're 0 for 2 right now.
5, 4, 3.
But we do still have music to play.
And we shall play it.
All right, so I want to thank Janine Spring. She said, great Shanaynay.
Oh, really? Thank you.
And
cool.
Yeah, excellent, right? Look at this dude, right? Johnny on the spot. Johnny on the freaking spot. The Zack Attack is in the house, Jim. Can you hear me, Zach?
We're
Yeah,
so
I got
happy
you.
to have you on.
Yeah, I have a little soundbite for you.
Sorry, just interrupted you. I'll let Jeff take over from now.
I'll play one more time.
No,
Like that?
yeah, it is really good.
All right,
I'm
man.
like-
This is the Zack Attack. He's here to talk about shredding, screaming vocals, having a good time, rock and roll, and the stuff that's happening in the scene nationally. All right, Zach, this is your time to shine. And, hello, buddy. How's work going?
Oh,
You know,
it's
he's,
going.
He's working right now.
Yeah, I do apologize for the light for that because it's a little on the dark side, but that's good. Dark side of the moon, you know. Why not?
It has a good look, I think,
Yeah.
right now. It does. It works. It's
I agree.
working.
And that light in the background looks like a UFO hovering.
And then the
That
other
looks
side.
Hey.
fantastic.
Sometimes they say I'm from another world, you know.
No, I believe it.
But yeah, I think you guys are gonna like this. Jeff did see a sneak peek of the list of the homework assignment that I was given to give to you guys and to the Outlaw Society for Outlaw Radio. And before I begin this, I will say that I'm going to mention in this, I'm not going to release any tour dates or anything like that because I feel like if somebody would want to, like, man, I really want to go to that show, they are for sure going to look it up. They're going to buy the tickets and be part of that audience. So, but I'll still talk about them, but I'm not going to give
cool.
them, like, oh, it's these dates. Make sure you go check it out. Like, no, but I will talk about them and rant a little bit.
All right, excellent. So take
So
us
number one, we've got a really, really good tour that could get checked out for Trivium and Bullet for My Valentine, to which both of them bands, Bullet for My Valentine recently just released their 25th anniversary album edition of The Poison, which was their first album they released. And then Trivium just did a 20-year recognition for Ascendancy. And so both of them in collab have both done tremendous things for over 2 decades. And they continue to do so. So the fact that they decided to collab, that's incredible.
That's cool.
And, the second one for my personal recognition was founded because I grew up with a game called Guitar Hero. I'm sure lots of people know.
Oh,
20,
yeah.
20 years ago, yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still a player, except that, you know, but it is a band called AFI. And I just recently saw that they are actually developing a new album that's set to debut in a couple of months. And I didn't really think that name would come up. So that's kind of rare. So I was like, I figured, you know, why don't I mention that?
Hey, when you said you were a player, did you mean you're a Guitar Hero player or a player?
Oh, no, I'm far from the players.
Screw what you
But,
said.
no, you're good.
My girlfriend is watching.
Oh, shout out to that.
Shout out to his girlfriend Anna, watching Zack Attack.
Hey, I love her to death.
I have a friend that played guitar player, you know, back 20 years ago, and he didn't play the guitar, but he was phenomenal.
Guitar Hero.
I just don't get how the screen shows the notes coming to you. You know, it made no sense to me, and I've been playing guitar all my life, and this guy played these songs perfectly.
Oh yeah.
So there are some people that I think a lot of guitar players don't like rock, you know, that game. It's hard for them to play. What do you think?
I've heard that a lot of musicians, if they don't know, they kind of go towards rocksmith a little more. And the reason for that, you can use your own personal instrument for that. And so you can just hook up your amplifier and it'll give you a highway of notes for that. And so that kind of like training songs and stuff like that, if you wanted to get better. Guitar Hero, if you asked, for me, it was more of like developing rhythm and beat to stuff. So to follow along with a song. And that's part of where I got my big love for music and following all of these was by just simply playing that. And I've been playing 20 plus years on that platform. And so, but yeah. So to keep it on rolling, we got Alice in Chains wound up just talking about that they replaced Motley Crue on the Boardwalk Festival this year, which honestly, my personal opinion, I know way more about Alice in Chains, memorizing all their songs, and Jeff knows I play them a lot. He can always come in the back and know when I'm playing Alice in Chains.
Best days at work ever.
My favorite 90s band.
Yep, he loves them. He sings their songs. He'll do like 5 or 6 of their songs.
I'll be doing it at the festival, the boutique.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
cool.
Well, here's the thing with that, though. I don't hate either band. In fact, I wound up seeing Motley Crue in 2015 for their first farewell tour that they were supposed to do, and I love Motley with no hate at all. But Alice in Chains, that in my opinion was definitely a good move. Move Alice in Chains up, good for them. And I think you guys will like number 4 on the list, which is Led Zeppelin had just announced a reunion tour.
Man, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. But
wait a minute, this is going to happen?
This is,
Led
Jim.
Zeppelin actually getting back together?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, this will follow up with number 6, so we have one more after Led Zeppelin, but you guys are going to love the question that I got for you. Moonlight, that's the perfect point. Is it really going to happen? Yeah, quote, it's gonna. And also, along with that, in the same era, AC/DC's Angus Young turned 70 last week, which is awesome. That's crazy to me. And
well,
they're
Jimmy
still
Page
going.
is in his 70s, for sure.
Yeah. Now, I know, Jeff, you want me to bring up this one, and I know you have a point on it, which is for Godsmack. Poor old Godsmack for losing their part all the time, and they're still touring even without them. That's a little questionable. I mean, that really brings the definition of stand-in musicians.
He cuts out, so
right.
don't add.
Godsmack.
Who's
You know.
saying that?
Yeah, I gotcha.
I mean, to get a chance to play with Godsmack, you know, still be on tour and lose your drummer and your guitarist, that's a crushing for a band. That's the end of an era right there. Not them.
Hey, so did they say why Godsmack decided to split up? They're splitting up, correct? They're going to finish their tour, but the 2 members left the band.
Yeah, they're just up and gone. And nothing has been said on that yet, but I wouldn't have a clue why. Godsmack's been successful for years, since the 2000s. And I don't know if he ever had any other member to. It must have been some arguments, I would assume, between them, because I couldn't see any other reason for them departing like that.
How many years was Godsmack together? 20 years?
Yeah, 20 plus.
Yeah. Think about it.
It's
like a
sad.
marriage, though. You're together for so long. you probably can't stand to be around each other, right? After a while, man.
You
Right?
You start hating each other.
for
Yeah.
you two. And this is the
For
question
sure.
for Moonlight. But we can this question. Do you think, or does you guys and the community think that some bands should have an age of retirement? Do you think, like a certain, where you were saying Led Zeppelin, is it really going to happen? You know, do you think that at some point that if you go to that concert, you just feel like you're not getting your money's worth? You know, that's like, you're there. I know it's nostalgic. You know, you go, it's like, man, I grew up listening to Led Zeppelin or AC/DC or Metallica even. But you go see their show, sometimes, I mean, that's the miracle of aging, no doubt about it. But sometimes you just feel like you were ripped off just a little bit, I think.
Well, yeah, think about it, Zach. The tickets are super expensive.
Yeah.
How much
Robert
are
Plant,
they? Like $400 or $500 or
yeah,
something?
super
Oh,
high.
Man.
Robert Plant lost his voice a long time ago. And
Right.
Jimmy Page is no spring chicken. I mean, when I saw them play at Live Aid, and granted that they didn't play together for a while, but they were awful. Like, Whole Lotta Love was the sloppiest piece of crap song ever.
Yeah.
It was
mean,
bad.
You know, and I bring that up because I would see every once in a while, like the thing with AC/DC, where Brian Johnson had all that surgery on his vocal cords a couple years ago. And then they're still doing these live show tours on YouTube. You can get a full show from like 2024 or something, and it lacks. In my opinion, if you wanted to show somebody bands like that, show them like live at Donington, the best stuff from them. And now it just feels like you're getting like, that's them, really. I mean, and you go to these shows. I mean, look at Motley Crue. They've retired like 4 or 5 different times.
Hey, man, they suck. I don't know about their new guitar player. I was never a fan of John 5, but they suck. Their singer can barely sing. He's fat, can barely make it around the stage. And Nikki Sixx uses programming to play bass parts.
Yeah, I mean, well,
They have lost it.
music is always going to keep advancing in as far as technology goes and stuff like that, where there will come a day where it's like the Rolling Stones. Eventually that day is going to come where they're just like, you know what, we're done. But I just, the world population, the age of retirement is always rising. Soon you're not going to be able to retire till 85. But people could look at touring. They could look at it as a job. It's a hard thing to do. Tour, go around the world, make
man.
commitment. Do you think there should be an age limit to that, though? Or do you think they should keep going until they just can't?
Like Ozzy Osbourne, just prop him up on stage.
There's
Yeah.
an age. I don't know if it's the age limit, but there is a limit, whatever age that is. I mean, come on, folks. Call it a day, anyways.
It's like the driver's license, Like, at some point, they just take it from you.
And
Like, you're done.
How about Paul McCartney? I mean, his voice now. I mean, I love the guy, and he's touring. He's in his 80s, and I don't know how he has the energy to do that. Get on stage in front of 100,000 people night after night. It really is mind-boggling how he could do that.
I mean, and
that's
I'm
crazy.
not sure, like the full quotes on. I should know based off of I'm the news guy for this stuff, but I don't know who the oldest member of the Rolling Stones is. But I mean, how he can still sing even is just incredible to me.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he stayed in great shape, and I don't know if he used a lot of drugs.
He could run
Vince
around the
Neil.
stage like he's a young person still. I got to give him a lot of credit for that.
Vince Neil probably put truckloads of cocaine up his nose.
Isn't Mick Jagger, doesn't he have a new wife or something like that that's like 34 or something?
Hey, man, Zach, what we need to do is we need to bring you on one of the shows that we have Mark Berry on, because he talks about, like, Billy Idol and certain other rock stars, and sometimes Jim hasn't done it yet, but we do rumors with him, and we'll ask him about rumors, and and he just goes off on these rock stars, man. I've heard some great stories.
Oh
We
yeah,
gotta do that.
From Mark, you mean?
Mark Berry.
Oh, okay.
And have
Yeah.
him be part of it because the stories are amazing.
About
Well,
10
yeah.
years ago, 15 years ago, I heard Billy Idol. I think he was playing a outside concert in Argentina or something like that, and he absolutely blew me away. And again, he's older, but he was phenomenal. So you could still get some good music out of the old guys.
Yeah,
Oh, of
that's true.
course. I mean, I definitely, I will always give credit where it's due. You know, I've always had an ongoing joke with a couple of my buddies. It's like, you know, if we were gamblers, which we are not, it it makes you wonder who's going to retire first between Metallica and AC/DC. Like, it always made you wonder. And between Metallica and Disturbed, it always, you know, Metallica's been around way longer, but it's just like a battle of the bands, legitimately, of like who's just going to be like, we cannot. You
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
it's just insane. Like, they're still going, and you're just waiting for that day. And the bad part is, with the internet nowadays, you're gonna see a band say that, oh, Metallica's done, and you're gonna be like, no, they're not. You know,
No, they're gonna play forever. They're gonna
What?
play until they have to wheelchair each other out of there. That's
No,
how
that-
all these rock bands are. They're just gonna
That's-
die.
yeah,
They're
like the
gonna play till they die.
music will always live on, but it's just
Yeah.
a certain point where it's like, that
I agree.
you know, just wasn't as good as I thought, and you feel like you lost your, you know, you feel like you threw all your money away. But I support Led Zeppelin if they end up going on that and trying to, like, but that would be a real farewell last tour, just like Aerosmith tried to.
It
I-
needs to be. It really needs to be because I don't know, man. They're not gonna. He doesn't have the vocals like he used to. They're not
No.
gonna be able to rock out like they used to unless they have a supporting band. And if they have supporting band with keyboards and string instruments and they do it super big, then
Yeah.
it would be where it's going to see.
Yeah, but
But
I
who knows?
really hope you guys enjoyed that. I showed Jeff. I think he liked the list. He's like, "Hey man, good job." And I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna keep doing that. You bringing me on once a month. I feel like I can contribute."
You could come on more.
Yeah, I
Hey,
really liked it. I thought you did a great job. We'll definitely have you on more. I know you're coming to the boutique, so that should be fun, right?
I believe so. Yeah,
That'll be a good time.
yeah. And I know you guys are gonna have fun for sure on that. And all the following events that you guys are gonna have, I've been tuning in and seeing them.
You better be watching. You're a big
Oh, of
part of the
course.
show now, Zack Attack.
Yeah, good job. I like your presentation.
Yeah, good
I
job.
appreciate that.
All right, well, you got to go back to work. We want to thank the Zack Attack for coming on the show.
Oh.
Very cool seeing you. I will see you at work. When? When do you work again, bud?
It's gonna be Monday tomorrow, Bogo.
Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait. I
Oh,
can't wait for BOGO. It's
That
the
was a
best
real-
time ever.
That was a real big lie there, Jeff.
It's the only time I ever want to quit during the week. It's Mondays.
Monday. Yeah.
Monday, baby. All right, Zack Attack, thank you so much for coming on the show. You
Oh,
did a
of
great
course.
job, as always. And we'll be seeing you very soon. And, buddy, you have a great night.
You guys
Good night.
rock out, Outlaw.
Yeah,
All right, rock out, man.
Thank
That
you.
was the Zack
Bye.
Attack.
most excellent.
The Zack Attack. Yeah, good job. He's fun, isn't he?
So you're going to want to play some music right now, right?
Yeah, we need to do a station break. Actually, what we're going to do is this. I want to thank everybody for watching the show tonight. It's been a good job. Zack Attack came on, saved the day with his cape, talking about metal music, Led Zeppelin, Godsmack. That was really good.
It
Did a good
was.
job, right?
Really?
It was a really
he is
good show.
talented.
He is talented. So, guys, what we're going to do is we're at the 2-hour mark. It's the very first time we ever hit 2 hours in forever. Right?
We go usually at 2.5.
2.5, 2:45.
Yeah.
But I think tonight is the night that we're going to call it quits early. Me and Jim have some stuff that we need to discuss. And we're going to play a couple songs, and we're going to be out of here. All right, Jim?
A few gummies and we'll see what happens.
A few
Boom.
gummies. All right,
Thanks,
so
everybody, for tuning in tonight.
Thank you for tuning in to Outlaw Radio. We'll be back next Sunday on the 20th. That's the Boutique Week. We're super excited. Matt J. Chase, Nick Caruso from Avenging Scarlet will be our interviews. And you guys stay sleazy, Cleveland. So we're going to lead it out with Sozin, Broken Shield, followed by Midnight Whiskey Massacre with their brand new song from the United Kingdom off the album The Devil's Grin, Rocking Chair.
Excellent.
This is Sozin. This Sozin, baby.
Unexpected blows from familiar foes. The violence must yield. Put down your broken shield. Sirens screaming out your name. The innocent always pay. Sirens screaming out your name. The legendary lies, the chain of command dies. Divine guilt you concealed. Put down your broken shield. Sirens screaming out your name. The innocent always pay. Sirens screaming out your name. The innocent always Tactical nuke incoming!